Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Bros in the Parks. It's just me, Kendra, today, unfortunately, or fortunately. John is booked and busy. He's at rehearsal right now for a show, so it's just me giving you some theme park news by my lonesome. And it'll be pretty quick. I don't have a whole lot to go over today. I think we'll have more at the end of this month because D23 is coming up soon and I expect a lot of Disney park news then, but we do have some things that are happening now that I wanted to go over and talk about. So first things first, a big thing that's happened this past week is that Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party has opened over at Magic Kingdom. It started August 7th and it ends October 31st on Halloween night. Good luck trying to get tickets for Halloween night. I just looked and it says that they're all sold out for that day, which I think happens probably every year. But tickets are starting around $139 per ticket. And the party, it's a special ticketed event and it's only on certain days. So if you're looking to go to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, just know that it's not every single night and it is not included in your park ticket. It's a separate ticket that you have to buy. Every year there's trick-or-treating. There's always a parade, the Boo to You parade. I think they have changed some things with the parade this year. Nothing like crazy, but I did want to note some new things for the party this year. I'm sure things will still come out as we go along. As of recording this, it opened yesterday. So new this year, I saw on their website, there is a Stitch dance party at the Rocket Tower Plaza stage in Tomorrowland. So apparently Stitch and two Stitch friends are going to host a dance party, and I saw that there's some mention of costumes and how Stitch raided Lilo's costume stash. So maybe you'll see a new Stitch every night, or maybe there will be a certain amount of costumes that they rotate between night after night. That'd be pretty cool. And then there's also Captain Jack's Buccaneer Bash at the Adventureland stage across from Pirates of the Caribbean. This is where Jack Sparrow sometimes comes out for like photo opportunities. Apparently, Jack Sparrow's leading this band of pirates and he's trying to find new initiates to become pirates alongside him. So here's a blurb from Disney directly. Take part in pirate tricks and treats when Captain Jack Sparrow comes to port for a Halloween adventure. Captain Jack Sparrow has come to recruit new crew members and teach them how to be pirates. This gallant quest, complete with a salty pirate band, daring jugglers, and sailor superstitions, is sure to have everyone saying, "Aye, aye, Captain." So that'll probably be pretty fun. Captain Jack is like infamously a very fun character to interact with in the parks. I think this is a good addition. I've never been to a Not So Scary Halloween party. Sorry. They do look like so much fun. It's just, I can never justify that extra price tag on top of the passes that we have, but it seems like so much fun and it seems like a very popular, perhaps crowded event. So anything that can draw people away from anywhere else is, I think, a good tactic. I think the more things there are to do, the more things to draw people's attention, the easier the flow of the crowd will be, the more pleasant the experience. At least that's what I would hope. You want to go one day? I want to go so bad. I feel like it's for like obviously children, but also people who like dressing up. I don't know how you guys do it. Even the Disney bounding, like it is so unbelievably hot in August, in September, in October in Florida. It's hot and humid and you're out in like a crazy full body costume. Like, I commend you. I could never. It seems like such a hot undertaking. So I don't know, all those things plus the crowd plus the extra the expense of the tickets. One day I'll do it, I know, but like, oof, not this year. Not this year. If you are interested in dressing up, you are allowed to wear costumes to Not So Scary Halloween Party, but I think Disney is very specific on the types of things that you're allowed to wear. Costumes aren't allowed any other time of the year, I think, for adults, because there could be confusion for who works at Disney and who does not, who's the official Moana and who's a lady with a really convincing costume. So they're very specific on what you can and can't wear. So just double check their website before you commit to wearing a costume at Disney. That's all I'll say there. But I have seen some pretty crazy costumes at Not So Scary Halloween Party. I'm really excited to see costumes for this year. People are so creative and like so talented with what they're able to create. It's one of my favorite parts as an observer of the party. It's one of my favorite parts, seeing people's costumes or people in costume meeting like the official version of the character that they're in costume for. Ah, I think that's so much fun. It could never be me. That's so much work. But and keep in mind, there's going to be a lot of exclusive merch, food that you can only get at the party. I've seen a lot of sweet treats specific to the party that look so good. Oh, that's I think what I'm bummed out about the most about not being able to go is like the food looks so good. But there was way too much for me to name specifically. So all of it's on Disney's website if you're interested in the food and the merchandise. I saw some really cute shirts, like party exclusive shirts and long sleeve tees. Super cute. The vibe this year, like the theming, gives me very much like 90s, like cozy Halloween. I don't know how to describe it. I'll put up some pictures, of course, but that's the vibe that I'm getting. So the merch is really cute this year. The last new thing I want to talk about for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is, of course, the cast member costumes. There's a big controversy on TikTok. I assume all over the place, but I saw it on TikTok. They changed the cast member costumes for this year's party, and I'll put them up side by side so you can see the difference. I do understand that it is a different vibe. The new ones are more understated. I personally, I don't mind them. I really actually like the tone of the green in the pants and the shorts that they have. I think the green is like a really pretty green. The shirt, it's like, you know, hit or like it's in the middle for me. Like I don't love it, but I don't hate it. I will say it is less fun of a costume. And I think that's where a lot of the cast member disappointment was coming from. People who were really excited to wear this seemingly iconic costume. I honestly I've never been, so I've never really seen too much coverage on the costumes and how special they are for the cast members who get to wear them, but apparently they were like beloved and they're really colorful, and I do like that. I do fear that the new costumes are kind of going to get lost in the dark a little bit. I don't know if that was the intention to make them blend in. I just kind of wish that maybe we had brought in maybe that like gingham orange element somewhere, because that's like very Halloweeny to me too. I think the orange and the green maybe could have looked good together somehow. I don't know. I don't know. Disney's not coming to me for merch and costuming decisions, although they should. Have you guys know? Sorry, this is a separate thought. Have you guys noticed how much better the Disney merchandise has been? The Disney like clothing that they're selling has been. I'm seeing embroidery. I'm seeing cute fonts. I'm seeing like good ideas. I feel like we were in such a rut with the Disney merchandise, like specifically their shirts. It was just like generic. And I think they made a switch with who's designing their merchandise line, but like, oof, I've been loving it. Thank you to whoever you are, because we needed some cute Disney stuff. I think Disney was getting eaten up by the Etsy girlies who are making really cute Disney stuff for way cheaper, accessible to everyone who's at the park, who's not at the park, whatever. You can just order it on Etsy. I think Disney didn't like that their so much of their fan base was spending their money elsewhere. So they were maybe a little bit persuaded to step up their merchandise game. And I'm happy that they did. On the other side of the country, we have Oogie Boogie Bash, which to some people is the superior of the two Halloween parties. I've never been to either, but I think if I was given the choice, Oogie Boogie Bash or Not So Scary Halloween Party, I'd go to Oogie Boogie Bash. I think I would. It just seems like, I don't know, the characters that they have over there and the stuff that I get to see the characters doing and interacting with people, it just seems different. It seems like better than Disney World. And I also think that that is the case for characters in general, all times of the year. The roaming characters in Disneyland, the interactions that generates, like the Evil Queen's interaction, the Evil Queen's interaction with people while roaming the park is at this point kind of iconic. Like you don't get that in Disney World, unfortunately. Oogie Boogie Bash over in California starts on August 18th. So there's about a 10-day to 11-day period in between Not So Scary Halloween Party starting and Oogie Boogie Bash starting. And Oogie Boogie Bash also goes until October 31st, and tickets also start at $139 a piece. And again, these are only select nights. So don't think you can go any day of the week from now until Halloween. It's only select nights, so double check. And I presume they have their own costuming standards and what you're allowed to wear and whatnot. So again, if you're going to Oogie Boogie Bash, make sure you're double checking what you're allowed to wear over there. But yeah, I didn't really see a lot of new stuff, and I think maybe that's on purpose because we still have a couple weeks until that opens. So yeah, I'm excited to see what comes out of that too. I feel like every year there's a good Ernesto de la Cruz interaction that goes viral on TikTok. And and yeah, I'm excited for that. I like to see what he's up to every year. I feel like I don't get to see him most of the year, but he's always right here. He's always right here in my heart. He did kill a man. But people change. The last thing I want to talk about is kind of selfishly. So, Dollywood finally confirmed an opening day for NightFlight Expedition. If you haven't heard of this, we talked about it briefly on a different Perez in the Parks. It's this this is going to be one where like I really need to experience it to understand what they're trying to tell me in their press briefs. Let me tell you what they wrote about, they being Dollywood, about this ride. So, Dollywood says that NightFlight Expedition is a groundbreaking new addition that redefines adventure. It's an immersive indoor coaster like no other, combining storytelling, thrills, and cutting edge technology. It's a first ride of its kind in the world. We're soaring over the Smoky Mountains, plunging through dramatic rapids, climbing rugged ridges, and gliding across shimmering bioluminescent waters, all in one unforgettable journey. And it's a completely indoor experience. So it's climate controlled, which is actually very nice. I do appreciate that. Would love to see the Smoky Mountains from my ride vehicle, but like love that it's inside just in case. It also says that this is a moderate thrill level ride. So like what does that mean? And I'll show, of course, I'll put up pictures of some of the renderings if that's helpful. So this is what this is giving to me. It's like a flume ride on a track. Maybe like Pirates of the Caribbean, like part dark ride, part flume ride, because it does seem to, there seems to be a rapid section of it, like Cali River Rapids or like those kinds of rides. So I think you're gonna get wet on it. I just don't know what to expect. I don't know what to expect, but part of me kind of likes that. It's interesting. I'm very interested in what it's going to be like. We finally have an opening date. It's August 19th. So August 19th for the general public, and pass holder previews, if you have a Dollywood pass, are August 15th through the 18th. This is all very exciting for Perez in the Parks because John and I actually have a trip to Dollywood scheduled later this year. So we will be able to ride this ride, which is going to be so fun. I don't think I've ever been able to like experience a brand new first of its kind ride so soon after opening. We won't be there on opening day, but before the end of the year, like that's kind of cool. And that was not our intention. We booked everything before announced that the opening day. So that was just really lucky. This was actually supposed to open, I believe, in the spring of this year, and they had to delay it. So I'm not calling it fate or kismet, but that's pretty cool. Plus, that means that we'll have Dollywood content coming to Perez in the Park soon. I told you guys it wasn't all going to be Disney. It was just mostly going to be Disney. But I told you guys, I told you. I would really love to give you a review of NightFlight Expedition so I could better explain what the ride is and how fun it is, and if it's worth what I presume will be a very long wait time to get into it. We are going to stay at a Dollywood resort, so we're going to get the full experience. Yeah, I'm very excited. I went to Dollywood once when I was in middle school, but John has never been. My very first roller coaster was the what is it called? Something mine? A mine coaster? Mine cart coaster? Haunted Mine, something like that. That was my very first roller coaster, and that was peer pressure. I did not want to go on any of the probably more accessible, less terrifying roller coasters at my hometown theme park, which was Busch Gardens, Tampa. Didn't want to go on Scorpion at Busch Gardens, Tampa. Too scary. I'll go on the haunted mine cart ride at Dollywood that goes straight up and straight down and goes upside down and has fire in it. Sure. But ever since then, I just needed a push, and Dollywood pushed me to go on my first roller coaster. I love roller coasters to this day. So, I'm really excited to go on that and to show John that. For those who don't know, John is not a roller coaster person. He does not typically like them, but we are going to get him on some roller coasters. At least I think two or three. I think there are some gentler coasters there. But yeah, I'm really excited to bring you guys all of our Dollywood content when we do go. Keep in mind, this is like a vacation for the both of us for um, to celebrate a bunch of stuff, quite frankly. So the content's not going to be our primary focus, but I'm still excited to talk about it with you guys finally. We've been kind of keeping it to ourselves because we weren't sure if we were going to go or not. But yes, we're going to Dollywood later this year. It's going to be so much fun, and I'm very excited. That's kind of all the news that I had. I'm sure there was a lot that I missed. My last video was months ago. It's been a very busy summer. But I'm hoping to get more of these videos out soon. And like I said in the beginning, we have D23 coming up literally as I'm filming this next weekend. That's going to bring us so much Disney park news. I won't be the first person to break that news to you, but I will be going over it and talking about all of the announcements. And discussing the most exciting ones. So thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Perez in the Parks. Make sure you're following us at all of the socials mentioned below at Perez Periodico. We have a podcast called Ringside where we talk about pretty much everything, usually what we're watching, what we're listening to, professional wrestling. And we also have a WWE centric live stream called Pre-Preview where we break down the cards of the premium live events. We named it Pre-Preview before they changed the name to Premium Live Events. So yeah. And if you love themed entertainment and theme parks, make sure you're following us so you are notified the next time we upload an episode of Perez in the Parks. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.